Muy buenas compañeros y compañeras. Hoy vamos a probar Star Trek Resurgence o Resurgence, que esto cuando ya es en inglés ya no sé pronunciarlo. Así que para ver de qué va este jueguecito vamos a darle a jugar. Esta es una aventura de Dramatic Lapse. Las relaciones y eventos que estás a punto de vivir se verán afectadas por las decisiones que tomes. O algo así, era ponía. Tal. Vale. Un campo de asteriscos. Asteriscos no, asteroides. Asteriscos he dicho. Una lanzadera de estas típicas de Star Trek. Ya nos sacan los créditos. Normal que me estoy tomando un té y esto se va a hacer un poquito largo. Nunca me ha gustado que saquen los créditos antes del juego o antes de la película. Nunca me ha gustado, nunca me ha gustado.
Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case,
aquí sale todo el mundo que ha participado en el juego. Me parece muy bien. A ver. Música, vale. Y ya empieza a salir aquí la prota.
No, she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Campo electromagnético. Muy común en las series de Star Trek. Vale, lo he pillado, chaval.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying.
¿No le gusta volar?
But these little shuttles?
¿Y ahora sí estás en la flota?
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
Es una razón para no ser un piloto. Lo que dices tiene un impacto en la tripulación. Vale.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment.
Va a su primer destino.
I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
Va a la Resolute.
So am I.
Vale.
Ahora
está viendo que, mira, tiene los tres circulitos, las tres estrellitas ahí, ¿no? Que es comandante. Es comandante. Star Trek Resurgence. Ole, ole, ole. Basado en Star Trek, creado por Gene Roddenberry. Yo es que me estoy terminando la sexta temporada de Star Trek Voyager. Mira, esta se parece un montón, esta nave se parece un montón a la Voyager. Esta es una base estelar. También me he visto la serie de la Deep Space 9. No es que sea un Trekkie, pero sí que me gusta el mundo de Star Trek. Regístrate en seguridad. WASD, vale. Y para mirar, pues con el mouse. Interactuar. ¿Con qué tengo que ir? Bienvenido a la Starbase 128. Joder. Base espacial 128. Muy bien. Hostia, ahora he visto los circulitos,
I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20.
Terminó entre los 20
Not just in my
primeros.
class.
Vale.
I mean, all time.
Vale, diremos que muy impresionante, en plan, ahí, en plan,
Really?
vale.
That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough, but you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
Pasa ella, que para eso es comandante, claro.
Please place your hand here.
Pon la mano ahí,
Hold it
venga,
there
va.
for a few seconds.
Mano. Pon la mano. Can mano. Venga, pon la mano ahí. Comandante Yara
Welcome,
Raidek.
Commander Rydek.
Vale.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
Dice que ya terminó en
That
el
would be
top
me.
3. Vale.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before.
Tenemos
The
así.
pleasure's mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is
Somos
expecting
muy,
you. He's in the
muy en
concourse
plan
just ahead.
amigables, ¿no?
See you on the Resolute.
Te veo en la Resolute. Somos demasiado amigables. No sé, a lo mejor le tendríamos que haber dado un poquito más de caña. Busca al comandante Urmot. Vale. Vamos a... Podemos... Por tu derecha, chaval.
Good day, Commander.
Buenos días. Vale, no sé a quién
If I
equivocar.
remember my briefing, Commander Ermot
pom,
is a
pom.
Bolian, so I'm looking for someone
Hola,
with blue
¿puede
skin.
pasar por aquí? No. ¿Qué pasa? No se puede pasar, no dejáis pasar, cabrones, que soy la comandante. Quita. Me cago en tu padre. ¿De verdad? ¿No dejáis pasar? Asco de gente. A ver, espérate. Examinar información.
Starbase
No, no.
128
Examinar
has 4
información.
docks.
Termina el 4. Vale. Bueno, vamos a... Aquí. Examino que me ha
I'll
replicado.
replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
Vale. Hola, paso por el medio.
Excuse me.
Perdón. Urmot. ¿Qué país? ¿Andoriano?
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander,
Vale, vamos.
I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship to our little research vessel.
I'll do my best to live up to expectations.
Oh, I'm sure you'll do just fine. And if I can help in any way, just let me know.
Aquí es como en plan conversaciones. ¿Vamos a entrar en combate o cómo va a ir esto? Joder, mola. Mola la nave así, vista desde aquí, mola. Sí.
The USS Resolute.
La USS Resolute.
She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunctioned. An accident suggests fault.
Este también es comandante. Vale.
No one's to blame. It was a
Vale,
planned
¿quién es el
test, but the
capitán o la
warp core was pushed
capitana?
beyond its limits. It
Claro, en el
destabilized the
Voyager
dilithium,
era una
there was a
capitana.
runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle.
Bueno, habla
Cost us our
mucho.
first officer and 22 of our crew.
Cuéntame, me cuentan muchas cosas. Vamos un poquito
At
más
the end
a
of the day,
lamentos
we're all
perder.
responsible for each other.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward. If not, move on. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time. And I'm glad you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
A ver.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you're walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has
Gente para
assigned us
explorar
a
el
high
impacto
priority
de
mission to
sus
the Hotari
elecciones. A ver,
region.
venga.
I'll let the
Haría de una buena impresión, buena primera impresión al comandante Urmot, al parecer humilde y perspicaz, además de mostrar empatía por lo que sufrió la tripulación del Resolute. Y el alférez Calloway estaba agradecido por el sentido del humor de Hara cuando estuvo nervioso en el vuelo del transbordador. Vale, lo hemos hecho más o menos bien. Estamos cayendo bien, más o menos.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every
Al menos
intention.
estamos cayendo bien a estos
The
dos.
crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
A ver. Lo que no sé es W, sí. ¿En qué año está ambientado este? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué le pasa? Está atascado, sí.
I got just the thing.
Encuentra el soplete de plasma. Yo qué sé cuál es el soplete de plasma. Hiperherramienta, llave de bobina. Soplete de plasma. Soplete de plasma este. Venga. Tiene pinta de soplete, ¿no? Vale. ¿Qué? Elimina la corrosión. ¿Esto es corrosión? ¿Qué? Ah, vale, que son como minijuegos. Vale. Mierda. Son como minijuegos para llevar adelante estas tareas. Vale. Bueno, vale. De acuerdo. Abre. Abre. Vale. Eso. Tira para afuera, Este que es ingeniero. Digo yo, ¿no? Este tiene pinta de ingeniero. Está hecha mierda la bobina. ¿Qué? De más, no sé qué. Vale.
Is that?
Se les ha fundido la bobina. Lo suelen decir mucho esto en la serie. Los alistados. A ver, ¿qué les pasa? Mira, teletransporte.
I thought the thing was totally fried. Nice work, Carter.
Estos son los que
Nothing to it,
tienen
Millie.
un
not a
simbionte
moment too
dentro,
soon.
¿verdad?
The boss wants
Creo.
us down in engineering.
No estoy muy seguro.
Like, now.
No me acuerdo cómo se llamaban, pero creo que tenían un simbionte. Sigue a Exilar a ingeniería, vale. Usa Shift mientras te mueves para correr. Vale. Ahí va, la puerta. Ahí va la puerta. Se me cierra la puerta en toda la napia. Vale. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Sí, que te sigo. Que te sigo, no te preocupes. Vale, entramos. No estoy tocando yo nada. Ahora ya va solo el tema.
Engineering.
Ingeniería.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him.
Órdenes son órdenes, no quiero podemos con lo que sea.
Hanging upside down makes me
Podemos con lo que sea.
You and me working together, we can tackle
Tú y yo
anything he
jugando
throws at us.
juntos.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
Vale, a ver. Si estuviese en castellano, ya sería la calle.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you,
Hostia.
Commander.
Petty officers
el vulcano de toda la vida.
Diaz, I was beginning to think you would be late.
Estos que
We are
son
all hands
suboficiales,
on
¿no?
deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the
Tenientes.
appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you.
Y este es teniente o algo así.
A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Etzelar on
Entonces somos
repeated occasions.
irreemplazables.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could.
No le vayas con
You can
lógica
interpret as
a
you
un
see
vulcano
fit.
porque te va a salir por peteneras, fijo.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in
No
before
le
we go
estamos
off
cayendo
duty?
bien, no le caemos bien, no le estamos cayendo bien. Que no lo hemos
Equip
cogido.
yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not
Estaremos
fully
listos.
understood.
Vamos a decirle esto.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your
No le
job.
caemos nada bien.
Right
Que no
now, that
hacemos nada que le
entails
guste.
critical preparations,
No
because
decimos nada que le
long-range
guste.
sensors show that these disturbances will
Estos
be more
vulcanos.
severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chobot.
Sí, no llegaremos tarde, no tardaremos.
All hands on deck.
Oh, what's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chobot said. You know
Todas las
what that
manos
means?
en el pupitre.
It means this ship isn't ready to go out, and the brass know it.
Venga, va.
So they're throwing every one body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
Se preocupa demasiado.
Consequences be damned.
You gotta have some faith, Millie. Starfleet Command wouldn't send us out if we
Hay
weren't
que
ready.
ser positivo.
6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
¡Yep, vale!
Excuse me.
Sí. ¿Dónde va? Están
A
corriendo.
lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a
Que tienen
replacement.
que salir.
That's for sure.
Tal es una oportunidad.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda.
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the
La
Adirondack.
conocen de
Transfer
algo. No
came
sé
in
de
at the
qué, pero la
last minute,
conocen.
so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of
Vale,
soy
en esta nos
brandy.
llevamos bien. Vale, bien.
Don't think I forgot.
Menos mal.
Oh yeah,
Que
it's
con el
coming back
vulcano
to me
debe
now.
ser difícil.
Maybe Carter can
de
rustle
llevarse
up
bien.
that bottle
Joder.
and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick
Venga,
little
va a ver qué hay que
spacewalk.
hacer. Reparaciones en la nave. Ven, sí, ponte el puñetero casco. Dale. Dale, tú dale. Dale caña.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go.
Listos, venga. Vale.
See you on the other side.
Nos vemos al otro lado. Bien, vale. ¿Qué hay
Activating
que hacer?
magnetic souls.
Sí. ¿Qué? Botas magnéticas. Vale. No se hace mucho, por lo que veo en este juego. Tomar un par de decisiones, de conversaciones, hacer 4 clics y poca cosa más. W. Hostia. Vale. Esto de tirarse para abajo no me ha molado nada. Vale. Hombre, estás chulo. Está chulo porque está bastante impresionante, ¿no? O sea, ves la nave así y puedes hacer cositas majas. ¿No? Es Star Trek. Pero esperaba un poquito más de acción en este juego, la verdad. Esperaba un poquito más de acción. No te digo luchar contra un cubo Borg, pero poquito más, poquito, sí, en plan, venga, vamos a pegar un par de laserazos, ¿no? Que se tiene que poder, se tiene que poder, porque creo que puedes elegir entre el tricorder y el láser. Vale, ahora aparece todas las manos,
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Ya, el capitán viene, va, sí, hola. Ahora viene, ¿no?
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
A ver, la tormenta. Vale, ¿qué hay que hacer? Vale, ¿qué tienes que hacer ahora? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? No tengo ni idea. Inspección de diploma, vale. Zachary Solano.
I can't believe he keeps this around. Don't even know where mine is.
Vale, el capitán, vale.
Last time I saw you, it was
Zachary
graduation from the academy.
Solano.
You'd already
Este es el
secured
capitán.
one of the most prestigious assignments possible.
Había que mirar el diploma.
Burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. The only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months.
A ver, ¿qué pasa?
The ship
¿Qué
suffered
pasa?
some
Salimos
damage,
ya con la nave.
but not nearly as much as the crew.
No conozco los detalles,
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained.
Vamos, no nos mojamos, le decimos que no
Probably
conocemos los
because they
detalles
want
y
to
ya está.
protect me.
Porque
But I don't mind
que
telling
nos
you.
han contado algo, pero bueno.
We were on
El
the
azul
verge of
nos ha
a
contado
major
algo, pero
scientific
vale.
breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system.
El
Creating
núcleo
a
del
pressure
warp,
gradient
vale,
way beyond
falló.
what the ship can
Bien,
handle.
vale, bien. Mal rollo, mal rollete.
We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
Hay que seguir adelante.
You have to look to the future. You can't dwell on the past, on things you can't change.
Exactamente. No, no puedes cambiar, hay que mirar para adelante.
In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work.
Soy de
And
confianza.
that's when things start to go sideways.
Whether I agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a fault.
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Perfecto, me he quedado
At the
ahí
end of the
súper bien.
day, it has to be my call. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
Hay que restablecer la confianza de la tripulación.
Positive note.
Vale.
Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space.
Hotari Prime. Vale.
Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the
Los
brink of
Tau no
all-out
son de
war.
Warhammer 40.000.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
La raza Tau.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater.
But are we prepared to embark on the mission?
As much as I'd like to think that's true, I have my doubts. But I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Bueno, a ver.
I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst.
Hay que
There's
preparar
just
la
one more thing I
tripulación para
want
lo
to
peor.
clarify up
Vale.
front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely
Será
up
un
to you.
honor.
But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember.
Ser
So
el
I
primer
would be
oficial.
honored
Bien, bien, bien,
to
bien,
become a
bien.
captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do
Y
the
ser
work,
capitán algún día.
you have my promise. I'll do everything in my power to see that it happens.
Thank you.
Come.
Nos hemos hecho amiguetes del capitán. Bien, bien, bien. Vale, vale, vale. ¿Qué? Abre puerta. ¿Qué hay que hacer? ¿Seguir a este? El puente de mando. ¡Puente de mando! ¡Ole, ole, 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 ole! ¡Ole, ole, 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 ole! Mola. Sí.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer.
Somos los primeros oficiales.
Some
A lo
quick
mejor al azul no le mola, pero bueno.
This is Lieutenant Handar,
El
our
teniente.
helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility,
Este es Bajoriano.
he more than makes up for in ability.
Este es
A
Bajoriano.
pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Vale.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant
El
Pedrosa.
oficial táctico, vale.
I've been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
That's very kind of you to say. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad. Because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves. And you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that.
No es que, sí.
So, you've been something of an
Vale, sí,
inspiration
que
to me.
encantada de
You
inspirarte.
really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Pero toma tu propio camino.
Thanks. You can count on it.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont.
Mm,
Please do everything
El
you
azul.
can to make Commander
Ya se queda con el
Rydek feel
azul.
at home here. I'll be on the starbase. Have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
El puente es tuyo. Ah, sí. Mola. Siéntate en la silla del capitán cuando estés listo. Vamos allá. Vámonos. Vámonos.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Permiso
Permission
concedido.
granted.
Lowering structural integrity field. Now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
Vale, no sé qué ha pasado. Marejada ciclónica. Vale, estos son los otros que están por ahí fuera, ¿no? No sería buena idea salir directamente... Ah. Mientras están estos aquí no sería buena idea darle caña a la nave, ¿no? Mejor no. Mejor no.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
Ni entrar en Warp tampoco, mejor no, tampoco. No voy a ser, yo qué sé. Mejor no sé
When I
cómo
joined
saldría.
Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No.
Vale,
Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than
es muy
that?
cinemáticas, muy de...
I mean, Starfleet is noble and all.
No tengo
But it's
quejas.
still a machine.
No tengo quejas.
Now, what are you complaining about? We got the best seat in the house out here. You wanted to get away.
Nos hemos hecho amigos de
I enlisted
la
because
chica esta.
I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere.
La del simbionte. Es que estoy convencido de que las que tienen las manchas esas son que tienen un simbionte dentro. Pero no me acuerdo del... Ah, me da rabia. No me acuerdo de cuál es el nombre de la raza.
Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the Sifamid.
Creo que son los que tienen un simbionte y el simbionte los va tomando, los eligen. ¿Qué? D más... Claro. Vale. Y van recordando toda la experiencia de todos sus... de todos los que le hospedan, ¿no? Pero no me acuerdo bien de cómo se llamaban los... ¿Qué? Herramienta de calibración. Ah, vale. Perdón. Que no sé cuál era. No.
Beginning recalibration.
Ajusta los nodos para centrar los indicadores circulares. Mover herramienta, sintonizar, mover herramienta, sintonizar, ahí, vale. Sintoniza null. No sé qué me estás contando.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
¿Qué ha pasado?
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
No, te voy a dar una...
Yes, I'm the chief science
No me vengas con tontadas, chaval. Que me acuerdo de tu nombre y tu rango, sí. Okay,
Better than just about anyone.
Entonces es
I'm
útil.
so glad you said that. Now I know exactly who to turn to when I have questions.
Questions are more Commander Ermont's territory. Captain Solano primarily relies on my knowledge and expertise when he needs answers. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for First Officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then?
¿Qué le pasa en el anillo? ¿Te están cabreando?
You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
In my entire career, it's never been an issue, or caused the slightest problem. And I don't expect this to be any different.
I was just curious, that's all.
Ya, pero no hagas preguntitas de estas que te rebano la...
Can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation
Vale, está
was
cabreado
doubtful. I mean,
porque...
no
por su
disrespect,
antecesor.
but
Vale.
the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
Hey, we just met. You might like me after you get to know me.
They say familiarity breeds contempt, but who knows? Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase,
no le
let me
hemos
give you an
caído
update on this
especialmente
ion
bien.
storm we're flying into.
Pero bueno, ha
It's
empezado bastante mal.
unusual,
O sea,
unlike
ha
anything
empezado un
I've
poquito
ever
mal.
seen. At the moment,
Que
I can't
al que
tell you if the
sustituimos era su
rebels
amigo,
will
vale,
shrug
me
it
la
off
pela.
or
O
if
sea,
we're
¿y
putting
qué?
ourselves at risk. However, if we learn
Hay
more
un
about its
botón
patterns,
rojo.
its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Espérate. Tiene un rojo por todos lados. Mal
We've got a
rollo.
massive energy wave inbound on screen.
En pantalla. Hostia, una oleada de esto.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
Energía iónica.
I'm reading power
Aleta roja.
Red alert.
Aye.
No acabamos de salir, ya tenemos alerta roja. Bueno, no acabamos de salir, no. Aún no hemos salido.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the
Opciones.
storm with a deflector pulse.
Deflectores.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a
Al
headache.
científico que le den, que me ha
Only got
caído
one
mal.
shot.
Me ha caído mal, tío.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
Levantamos escudos.
This is it.
Vale.
All hands, brace for impact.
Preparaos para el impacto. Hola, ahora está molando. Mira, ahora está molando. A ver. ¡Uy!
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Bueno, vale.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
And you blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Vale. Ok. Hay que recalibrar el plasma. Vale.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Y este. Abrimos esto. ¿Qué hay que hacer ahora?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without
Anular
triggering an automatic
anulación de medida
core
contra
shutdown.
fallas. Venga, va, dale esto. Ese y esto. Venga. Ok, ahora no sé qué tengo que hacer aquí. Interbloqueo 1. D y este. Interbloqueo 2. Y este. Vale.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass
Que
circuit.
sí, que estoy
We
seguro.
need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
¿Qué? ISO de enrutamiento. Quitar ISO de enrutamiento. Y hay que ponerlo aquí, ¿no? Vale. Este aquí. Y hay que meterlo aquí. Vale. Hemos hecho un puente.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Tenemos un phaser. Uno. Apuntar y... Apuntar. Y disparar. Vale. Tenemos un phaser. Vale. Tenemos un phaser. Ya estamos, yo ya estoy contento.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but... You know.
Usa tu fase para despejar un camino. Vale. Uno. Mierda, mierda. Vale. Hostia, me he comido el... Che. Uno. Mata esto. Vale. Ya, no. Hombre, me habría gustado más luchar contra los romulanos o contra los borde, pero bueno, no está mal, no está mal. W y este, venga. Más cosas, hay que hacer más cosas de ingeniería. ¿Otra vez? Ah, vale, hay que dejarlo apretado, vale. Ok. Ah, y este, vale. Ahí está. Venga. De... Muy bien. Más ese. Vale. Ah. Vale.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
¿Qué hay que hacer? ¿Qué hay que hacer? Vale, hay que poner esto por aquí, no sé. Esto, vale. Y este, no. Este, no. Quita. Ay. Este, no, este. Joder. Suelta. Ahí. Y este. Ahí. Vale. Ajustado esto, pero muy a mano, ¿eh? Ahí va. Venga. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Lo estamos soltando? Ah, sí, lo estamos soltando, tú. Nos estamos desabrazando de la base. Ahí va, la hostia. Ahí va la hostia. ¿Qué pasa aquí? No. Ay. Uy. No. Es... Pásate que nos cortan la cabeza. Algo se ha soltado de por ahí, de la base espacial 128 y nos viene...
Can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem.
Yo me entero.
The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working?
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute. The remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now.
Tenemos que desengancharnos.
The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
Te estamos explorando opciones. 3, vale, estamos en ello.
All right, Starbase, we're on it.
Acknowledged.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
Vale. Chúchalo.
Jara?
Sí, que ya voy.
Yes, sir. Disengaging the clamps.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there.
The captain made himself quite clear.
Reverse the polarity.
Invertir polaridad, venga, va.
And there are lives.
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
What? You just said you disengaged the clamps.
Captain, I have to do this.
Vale. Ahora no nos llevaremos bien.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark!
Uy,
Grab my hand.
Cógeme la mano.
I got you.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Madre mía. Dale, fuerza. Venga, fuerza ahí. Venga. Vale, mal. ¿Qué? Vale. Algo ha hecho. Venga. Ahí está. Ahí debe. ¡Hostia! ¡Uy, va! ¡Qué hostia en toda la cabeza! Vente para acá.
I got you. Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Vale, hay que llegar a algún lado.
Roger that.
Venga, va, camina.
Go in there now.
¡Uy, va! ¡Uy, qué poco, chaval! Tú sigue caminando. Que si te la vas a dar, pues escucha. ¿Qué vamos a hacer?
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
Venga, abre puerta. Abre la puerta. ¿Qué has hecho?
You go first.
Tú vas primero.
Let me save your neck this time.
No te lo pienses tanto.
Fight me on this. Get in there.
Venga, va, tira. No sé.
You better be right behind me.
Vale. Sí. Tira, estira, cojones. Ay. Vale. Mierda. Vale. Etzelar transporta a la enfermería. Bien, menos mal. Estamos dentro. Bien.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Uy. Vale. Activo, vale, bien. Solo ha pasado de todo antes de salir. Antes de desatracar, ya nos ha pasado de todo. Pues no sé, el precio del deber. ¿Qué pasa ahora? ¿Qué pasa? Como que las puertas no van bien.
Carter.
I'm okay. I'm okay. But that's a lot.
Here, let me help you.
Buah, está hecha mierda. Hay que quitarle casco. A ver. Uy, bueno, no pasa nada.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location.
Se le quitará.
Oh, man.
Pero transportarla, ¿no? No se lo puede transportar.
See you at sick bay.
Bueno, no pasa nada, está consciente. Vale. Vale.
Status report.
Uy.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Uf, te va a pegar la bronca. Te va a pegar la bronca del siglo. Te va a pegar una bronca. ¿Qué? Ya lo puedes pegar.
You disobeyed my orders.
Has desobedecido mis órdenes, ya lo he estado.
Well.
No debe haber hecho eso, fue la decisión correcta. Fue la decisión correcta, sí.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the information I had.
You disobeyed my orders.
Ya está, ya la hablé.
Not just in front of the bridge crew, but the starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom.
No sucederá de nuevo.
I understand, sir. It won't happen again.
No le dejaremos mal delante de la tripulación nunca más.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to you did what you had to.
Vale, gracias por entenderme.
That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will someday.
Pero se cabrea, pero no mucho.
Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hatari.
Yes, sir.
Muy bien. Ole. Yo creo que ya lo vamos a ir dejando aquí. Porque ya hemos visto bastante bien de qué va este jueguecito, ¿vale? Así que lo vamos a ir dejando aquí antes de que se inicien más tomas de decisiones. Y venga, ya veo que nos llevamos bien con la tripulación, así que lo dejamos aquí. Venga, si os ha gustado, pues un like, un comentario y si os gusta el canal, una suscripción, que son gratis en YouTube. Venga, nos vemos en siguientes vídeos. ¡Adiósito!